बने जालिम हुए हालिम हुए वाजिब सी बातों से ही
Welcome to Inky Boy 2.0. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite person on the podcast of Beer Biceps, Alabadiya Ranbir Alabadiya. That guy who says, क्या आपने कभी मरने के बारे में सोचा है? क्या आपने कभी बिगफुट देखा है? क्या आप गे हैं? तूने पिंक पहने तो तू गे है. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite person, Naval Ravikant, and about his paradoxical mind. I really love this podcast. I watched this 1.30 hour podcast for you guys. I'm going to share summaries and what are my takeaways from the podcast. Today we are going to dive into some thought-provoking insight from Naval Ravikant, a philosopher, an entrepreneur and investor. His unique perspective of life, happiness are worth reflecting on. Number 1, the disease of me. Naval suggests excessive focus on the self or the me mentality is a disease. Enlightened being transcends self-centered thoughts, finding happiness in loving God, family, their passions and community. Second, Naval Ravikant talks about mind control and opportunities. Naval emphasized self-awareness and he says that you alone are responsible for your thoughts and feelings. The universe is full of opportunities, but it is up to you to decide when to act on them. It is crucial to own your thoughts and actions and emotions. He also tweeted that I am alone am responsible for everything I think and feel. Third point, Naval Ravikant talk about survival and resource abundance. In times of struggle, you must be accurate and correct in your decisions. However, in times of abundance, when resources cushion you, perfection isn't necessary. Learning when to strive from correctness is key. Fourth, he talks about observing thoughts. Naval observes his waking and sleeping state, treating his thoughts as entertainment. He realizes that thoughts come and goes, and that is enjoyable to watch them without attachment. Fifth, he talks about self is just a thought. The self or I, just a thought. By quitting your mind and becoming fully aware of the present, you realize that the self doesn't exist in those moments of pure awareness. He also tweeted that great mind returned to us with alienated majestic wisdom. Sixth, he talked about spirituality and India. Naval mentions that many enlightened beings like Buddhas come from India and the subcontinent. India's rich spiritual cultures open new paths for self-realization and personal growth. And all everyone is seeking is the truth, smaller truth, bigger truth, and the ultimate. You don't need PhD to become enlightened. All you need is self-realization for enlightenment. Seventh, he talked about the nature of the truth. Truth isn't tied to a specific time, place, or person. It exists every time and everywhere. What kind of truth is that if you cannot access it from wherever you are in the world? It's not something external but an internal realization. While human experiences, no matter how influential, are not necessarily the real truth. He also tweeted that calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love, these things cannot be bought. They must be earned. Eighth, he talked about freedom from desire. Naval Ravikant shares a story from Socrates' life. At the time, Socrates was walking into a market filled with malls, luxuries, and stuff. So, just like us people, he also walked into the market, or we call it as a mall, and he says that there are so many things in the world that I do not want. True freedom comes from being free from desire. Ninth, Naval Ravikant said that he has played many games in life. He won a lot of games so that he can be done with it and can see through the game in and out. He cannot play the same game over and over again, grinding in it because it's boring. Reaching success only to realize continually grinding and chasing higher goals may not work for everyone. Sometimes it is more important to recognize when you had enough and move on. He also tweeted that eat like a lion, work like a lion, feel like a lion, and live like a lion. 10th, he says that keep moving. 10th, he says that keep moving forward. You never know which thought, action, project will be the one that breaks through. The key is to keep moving, exploring, and learning. 11, he says that learning from everyone. Naval believes in learning from everyone, but taking advice cautiously. He suggests verifying what you hear before acting on it. 12th, he says that the sweet problem of obsession. Naval often Naval often becomes obsessed with a subject, learns everything about it within a few months, and then grows bored once he masters the basics. This cycle of obsessions, learning, and moving on is part of his growth. So, Naval considers himself an introvert. He enjoys reading, watching podcasts, and taking long walks alone. His introspective nature helps him to process life. Naval Ravikant insight encourage us to take responsibility for our thoughts, pursue truths, and navigate life intentionally. Whether you are seeking spiritual growth or a professional success, his wisdom offers guidance for every aspect. I am very lucky to born in this lifetime and got to hear authors such as Naval Ravikant and his perspective on life, and I am truly happy to share this video with you.